This is why you should overstop sharing with family and friends and get a mentor or a guide or a teacher, whatever works for you. Layer to this conversation that I think every woman needs to hear, and I didn't cover it well on the first video, so because I separately wanted to do a video talking about specifically about this. A lot of times the reason you overshare with friends and family is not because you're weak. It's because yet you do not have the right container for your growth. Here's a truth no one really prepares you for. The people who you've known your whole life already have a version of you locked in their head. And when you start evolving internally, when your identity starts shifting, they don't experience that as growth. They experience it as threat. Not always intentionally, not maliciously, but psychologically. Because familiarity creates entitlement. The more access someone has to you, the more subconsciously they feel like they know you. And the less they're able to imagine you becoming someone beyond that version of you that they have created in their head. That you fit in, that paradigm that they created for you in their head, you fit in that paradigm. So when you go to them with a new idea, a new desire, a new vision, and you're still forming it, still fragile in it, they do not nurture it. They analyze it, they question it, and they minimize it. And without realizing it, they kill the desire before it's fully born. That's why so many women say, I don't even tell people my plans anymore. That's why when you have plans, please keep them, or goals, please keep them to yourself until you have achieved them. I promise you. Keep them to yourself. Like I said, this is why so many successful people say, I do not tell nobody my plans anymore until after I have achieved them. Because every time they did, something inside them shut down. Why having a coach, a mentor, or a guide, or a therapist is not a luxury. It's a necessity. A mentor does not have a preconceived identity of you to protect. Why you think athletes need coaches? They don't need you to stay small so they can feel comfortable. Their job is to support the version of you that's emerging, not the one they're used to. And that's why the dynamics feel different. It's sacred, it's intentional, it's clean. You're not venting to them to be validated. You're being guided so you can become. And this is why you'll hear people say a stranger will support you faster than your family and friends. It's not because strangers care more. It's because they don't have emotional ownership of who you used to be and who you have outgrown. Growth requires privacy and evolution requires discernment. That's why you go through solitude season when you're going through a big growth splurge. And not everyone gets a front row seat to your becoming. And this is also why, yes, a coach needs a coach, a mentor needs a mentor, a teacher needs a teacher. Because expansion happens in uncomfortable, clean containers, not familiar ones. You do not grow by explaining yourself to people who are committed to keeping an old version of you alive. You grow by placing yourself in environments that expect more out of you. More out of you and more from you. And that is not abandonment, that is self-respect. And that is femininity in the most mature form. And this is something that I help you expand inside the Feminine Reset. How to protect your becoming and how to stop shrinking to stay familiar. Because your next version needs a different container. I hope this video helped. I hope I gave you clarity and I love you guys. Bye!